Welcome to Model Horse Tack School. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to assemble the rump strap decorations or rear decorations for the medieval saddle. So these are the three pieces that basically make this up. It's a 4 points, 3 points, and then double points. And you're trying to get the points so that they just get past they hang in the hole that's in there. Okay, so um, eventually you put tassels on this and all sorts of decorations. I'm not going to show you all of that. Maybe the studs. Um, but basically this is what you want it to look like, and you need two of them. Okay, and then there's these straps that drop. Now, you don't have to use this pattern. There's fabric you can use. There's more simplistic, rump decorations. This one here was just so exotic, and I liked it so much, and I went ahead and sketched one out for me. So I figured, hey, okay, I'll get it for you. Now here I'm measuring um, the length of the other straps so that they're all the same. So put the three longer ones on first, measure and cut the other ones, because I could put different lengths, but the thing is everybody cuts differently, and so they may not be level on the bottom. So I'm letting you do the cut yourself. Here I'm just gluing them to that last point, and this is kind of an exotic leather that I picked here. It's thin, it's stretchy, whatever. All right, so again, you have your 4, then your 3, and then the one with the actual strap. And you want those points to stick right in where the hole is, like that. Okay. Now I'm not going to make this a crooper, but we are going to attach it to the crooper on the saddle. That's why you need to have a ring there. It should be a good sized ring to fit this. If you're going to use different rump decorations, then you don't have to use that. But here we are, making sure. Yeah, I like this leather. It glues up really well. It's got a texture, the very small little bubbles, I guess, on it, and I just found it kind of exotic. It just gives a glow, I guess, because the lights bounce off those little bubbles. But doing the same thing here. So anyways, this is strap work. I'm not fond of strap work. It's not three-dimensional enough for me. So I just wanted to get this done because the saddle is what's fun for me, is to make the 3 dimensions. All right, then we have to get these two attached. If you wanted, you could use the 2 straps, add some extra leather, and make it a crooper. The model I was using didn't have a tail that would work with a crooper. The picture that I looked at, I couldn't tell if there was a crooper. So there probably is, but the picture I'm going to use doesn't have one. So I'm not doing one. So what I figured for me is I'm going to use some Skyver. This is scrap Skyver. It is really ultra thin. It was a scrap. It was leftovers, so it's very uneven in what its thickness is. And this is like tissue paper thin. You could use you'd use fabric, you use interfacing. Black interfacing would work here. You just need something that you can hold on the bottom and on the sides. So you see, I'm trying to get the sides of the leather to glue together as evenly as possible, and squeezing them together. But there you go. Like I said, not necessary. You could just use straps. There's a lot of I showed a bunch in the saddle um, video of options that you could use for your rear decorations. So we'll go ahead and let that somewhat dry. Um, I'm just doing kind of a test fit, see how it looks. Hopefully I've got the right length here. Now I don't need it there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off, and then I'm cutting off all this excess here. But like I said, just need something thin, fabric, interfacing, black interfacing, or whatever color for your horse. Now, just kind of messing around with it and letting it dry. Next thing I want to do is I want to put some studs on this because it's going to be easier to do when it's flat right now. Once I make it not flat, it's not going to be as much fun. So I'm using my hole punches, my hammer, and some brass foil. And that's how I make my own. And then I already glued a whole bunch on. Okay, so on the tail piece, it shouldn't go that direction, but that's where it's going to go. There's a little double pointed thing. So I'm going to get rid of the excess here. And then I'm going to put, yeah, I didn't like it like that. It just kind of blended in too much. So I went ahead and turned it. I remember turning it sideways. Oh, that's so much better. And I'm going to take a couple of studs, get those glued on. Yes, I use tacky glue for this. I have in the past used like super glue. I'm really allergic to that stuff, so I try to avoid it. These, I kind of domed them up a little bit, but the flat ones will work too. The doming helps the glue stick. All right, next up is just going to verify that end, what I'm going to do. And it fits into the jump ring I'm using on the saddle, so I'll just put that in there and fold it over and glue it. Now what I'm doing on the model is I want to just make a slight adjustment to help it sit flat on the model. So this very last edge here, this last strap, I'm going to glue that slightly rounded so that it fits better on the model. So it's not flat anymore, which is why I wanted to put the studs on. It's got, on both sides, gives it a more rounded shape to fit the model. So here we go. I've done that on both sides. That's how it'll sit on the model, this model or whatever model I decide to put it on. So thank you for spending time with me today. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. Have yourself a really good day.